What the fuck is up, everybody? Welcome back to DFW Metal Mayhem, the most brutal podcast in the Metroplex. And I'm getting out of my comfort zone for this one. I've always wanted to keep bringing bands on like this. Today I have probably the most eloquent sounding band name I've ever had on the show so far, The Beautiful Exchange.
Eloquent, I like that.
Very eloquent. Guys, how are you doing?
Doing good, man.
Hell yeah. This is, it's as I said, core music has the most beautiful sounding names for bands and the nicest logo work, fancy ass logo work, just look at all half the shit there. It's just all dirt.
I can't even read that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you can't read it, it's a good logo. That's it.
That's that side over there.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Can't read this.
but the Beautiful Exchange is nice, beautiful, just woven by an elf princess or some shit.
It looks like a wedding invitation.
Exactly. And no, dude, The Beautiful Exchange would be a perfect movie title. To some dramatic boxing movie or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I could say.
Hey, don't steal my idea.
Copyright.
Guys, introduce yourselves. What you do in the band, please.
Awesome.
I'm Garrett. I play lead guitar.
I'm Tommy. I do bass and clean vocals, if you can call them clean vocals anymore. It's kind of raspy, but...
I'm John. I do rhythm guitar and vocals.
Alright, so I want to get the 401, the 101, the history, the humble beginnings of this. How did the Beautiful Exchange start?
I guess I would take that question.
Yeah.
So, I remember I was taking a road trip with a buddy of mine, Jeremiah, and we were talking about metal music and how we wanted certain bands to do things differently, or oh, that would have been cool to do this song this way, or maybe change that, and we were man, wouldn't it be so cool if we started a band and had all the say and how the song was structurally, what went where, what sounded certain ways. So on that road trip, we were when we get back into town, we're gonna ask a couple of friends to see if they want to start a band. Yeah, sure enough, and yeah, we did, and that was 6-7 years ago, and it's been a while, but man, it's been fun ever since. So yeah.
And I mean, you guys released an EP back in December of last year, which is right there.
Yep.
For sale.
Actually, so it's interesting. The way I found out about you guys was I posted a comment in the or not a comment. I made a post in the DFW Local Support group. I'm yo, who's on Spotify? Because I'm trying to get a fucking local playlist going so that I can just have something while I'm working. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of people send me a lot of shit, and I'm holy shit, I have to go through this entire fucking list because people love to throw their Spotify accounts at you.
Right. Exactly.
So I knew going into it that this is gonna really test my tolerance levels of genres that I haven't been used to yet. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm definitely more on the metal side of things when it comes to the scenes and what shows I go to. Because that was my upbringing growing up. It was thrash metal, death metal, stuff like that.
For sure.
But I did a lot of old school core, hardcore, Hatebreed, Agnostic Front, stuff that came back up north in the early 90s that kind of melted its way back down through the years. The stuff like that I really dug already. But I tried the newer side of the post-hardcore, the deathcore, the metalcore, the stuff that came out later, and just a lot of bands weren't really hitting with me. But I remember listening to this EP and I'm holy shit. Cause me personally, I just picking a random song from the EP. I hit regards and literally the first 30 seconds I'm holy shit. Where is the nearest living thing I could punch without getting in trouble? Because Jesus Christ, I loved it. I listened to the entire EP and I dug it. I thought it was really, really well crafted. The production on the sound was great. You can tell in the songwriting that you guys have spent a lot of time on these songs. Definitely, probably a lot of disagreements about where this should go, where this should go.
Yeah,
you know
about that.
So like, but you can tell it's shit like that makes a really good release. And I mean, you guys fucking nailed it on that, in my opinion. Fucking cheers.
Thank you, man. That
Thank you.
means so much. Seriously.
And
We succeeded at that.
revoke my metal card. I don't give a shit. It was great. Because I was listening to like a bunch of stuff on there, and like some stuff was hitting with me. Some stuff was really unique. Like I can't remember his name. I'm gonna find out because I want you on eventually. It was like he like infused like core. But not like the playstyle core, but like the more vocal approach of it, or with like on the cleaner side with like bluegrass.
All right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It was insanely good. It was like taking like the Texas music scene of like the 70s and the 60s, and like just throwing it into what is now. And just like having a fucking love child pop out of that. That's what that was. And it sounded great. And you know, I've also had some of my buddies, like bands I was already a fan of, joining their Spotify links. So like Embalm was joining theirs, Gruesome Fate, Interment, Asylum, you know. So I still have to go through that entire list. I'm trying to leave feedback for everyone. So if I haven't gotten to you yet, I'm gonna get to you. It's just that's a lot of shit to go through. It's a lot of fucking minutes to go through.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into it. So who did you go to? When y'all decided to start doing this? Were there songs that were supposed to be on that didn't get through? Like everything.
So this album took like we started writing it probably like 3 years ago almost.
He's already stressed out.
It was a long process. Like it being our first full length album, we wanted it professionally done. So we went to a buddy of ours, Sam. His name's Sam Hunt. He goes by Sam Striker on Facebook because he doesn't want to be confused with that.
The country singer.
Yeah.
Because he actually has been before. It's just
Yeah. So he's
so
head of Native Darkness Studios. Is that it?
Native Darkness Productions.
Yep. And I think he probably thought of that name like while we were recording. I don't know. I think so. Anyway, we started recording with him, and that recording process took like a little over a year itself. But we started writing back in like 2015 or something.
Yeah.
And you know, it took us a while to get there, but we got there, and it was a lot of fun. The writing was. I did a majority of the music on there. The very first song on the album I wrote, start to finish. The rest of them, a lot of them were like collaboration stuff between either me, Tommy, and our old bassist,
Joshua Dorsey.
Great dude. He wrote a lot of the bass riffs on here, and they're all awesome. But yeah, it was a long process. Took 3 years. We're here. Excited to hear it, but.
And what was the reception? I mean, like you released it. You got. I assume you had like your own CD release show for or you didn't? Damn.
We didn't. We wanted to. We never got around to doing it, but I mean, we didn't like for the first couple shows that we played after the album came out. We didn't actually have physical copies for it.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of the whole reason why we never had a release show, but we are promoting it. We are planning on touring it. They're starting we already had like one weekend like tour in McAllen, which is like 8 hours off of wherever we are.
It was fun.
Right, help.
It's like 8 hours south, and we had the very next day. It was in Fort Worth. Played at Tomcats. We're playing another one this next weekend.
This weekend we're going to Oklahoma for 2 days.
Yeah.
We'll be out of town.
But yeah, we're wanting to tour it. We're definitely pushing promotion of it and stuff, and it's gone really well so far. Had a couple hundred followers so far, like just in the last few months.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially for a local, like a local unsigned band, like that's wild. Like But I mean that's just the power of like a solid CD with really good promotion. Like, I mean, look, Facebook fucking sucks, but Facebook's also fucking great.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like, it is a super good promoting pusher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it clearly speaks for itself right here. I mean, reception must have been really good because I mean, as a predominantly metal guy, you definitely bought me on that shit.
Dude, I'm glad.
Well,
That means the world to us.
And I want to get into that real quickly because most of my viewers are of also the metal scene, and I've had Forget Conformity on here, I've had Cutthroat Conspiracy on, I've had some of the Human Condition on before, the bands that are in that scene as well, but kind of like just from your perspective, because you're in, so what is the core scene like here in DFW? Like in terms of like the regulars who come out, the other bands that you're playing with, the promoters that are regularly booking those kinds of bands. Like, I don't know, just from your perspective, like how is that community?
We love the community. Like I enjoy it every single time. Like all the people are really cool, and like it just makes me happy because like so many people are terrified of this genre of music, and I'm like, no, just come to the show. You'll enjoy it. I promise. Like my mom went one. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. She said it freaked her out a little bit, but she still talked to a lot of people, and she's like, oh, these people are so nice. Yeah. So I love the community, and that's like one of the main reasons I do what I do is just because of the community with people. We share our interests, and
Yeah.
plus we just have fun, smash things, and yeah.
Exactly. And like I there's always there's negative stereotypes about like about everything that goes on. Like no matter what you're doing, what you're playing, whatever. There's always like another connotation. I bet you've all heard the whole like Invisible Bee Karate Kid style type thing, like Karate in the Pit or whatever.
Oh
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. Like the whole like this arm like swinging shit, all that like crowd killing and all those funny layman terms that are thrown around, and then on our side we I don't know, I've never heard this term before until last week. Push pits.
Right.
Push pits.
Yeah.
I never heard of what a
really?
push pit was until last week. I'm like, wait, I thought that was just called moshing.
Right. Yeah. That's the only way I'll mosh. I'm not going into a mosh pit. People are hitting each other and like.
That's the majority of our shows is like push pits and stuff like that. Like I don't think I've seen anybody get hit in the face.
No, yeah.
No.
Which is kind of weird because we're
Regards are totally fucking awful.
It's a little disappointing.
Why are you giving me blood? Give the beautiful exchange blood. but it's funny because I think of the name, and like the first thing I think about is like, cause like I watch like a lot of boxing and like kickboxing and stuff, and I always describe I like commentate shit like while I'm watching. I'm like Joe Rogan without getting paid. I'm like damn that right hand. And in boxing, I always say that was a beautiful exchange. Now it's just fucking there we go, sweet,
perfect.
There we go. Yeah. Well, none of us can box, so that's a little disappointing on our end.
It's not really is it really a talent that you need? We're
a little busy up there, so.
Exactly.
Well, just a little bit.
I grew up in a martial arts background, but like my vocals are fucking green as fuck, dude. As I said, like my first time ever doing vocals was Skull Archer's debut show, like April 2017. First time ever doing anything. Not singing in the shower, all that shit. Like actually getting up in front of people. So I'm still fucking green. So if I could go back, I would definitely take the goddamn great vocals over the punching people in the face slightly better than other people.
Yeah.
Any
Yep.
but
we're right there with you.
but unfortunately, I can't go back in time yet.
Yeah.
It'll come around eventually. One thing I also want to hit upon you guys though, musical influences. People like musicians, artists, and like whether it's in your genre, but outside your genre, like what has made you either inspired to pick up the instrument, to write, to try new things, like shout all those people out.
Well, I started playing guitar like when I was 14, and my influences then were a lot of like it was like Demon Hunter and Skillet. It's like this crazy, yeah.
Shut up, dude. If they can't fit on this wall, you can't talk about them.
I mean, yeah, you gotta start. I've never met anybody to this day who just like has never heard metal, started listening to it, and was just like, oh yeah, I love this. Yeah, you have to get into it gradually, you know, and that's kind of where it started with me. It was like the lighter stuff, but what made me want to be in a band was the band August Burns Red. They're like my biggest influence right now, and I'm like, that's what made me like realize, oh, this is like a career option. Like, okay, so I was looking for a band. Like, I actually joined this band. Like, I'm not an original member, but I joined up with them like
2013 or something.
It was like 2012.
Yeah, 2012, 2013.
Yeah. Me and the vocalist Gabe, we knew each other in college, and then we knew his older brother. He's like, oh hey, they're looking for a vocalist and a guitarist. I was like, yep, doing that.
Left Sam's immediately.
Don't need this fucking show anymore.
I'm done with these carts. I'm gonna go play metal. Gosh.
Yeah, but so like musical influence, like the way I tend to write is like I want to appeal to, like there's a lot of metal bands out there who are try too hard to appeal to the musician, like they do amazing like technical stuff, like stuff that I listen to. I'm like, wow, this is like sounds incredible, but there's very little like story to the song, you know. So there's no like musicals, you know, story to it. And so what I want to do is like with the music that we wrote is like I want our music to be bridge the gap between being really brutal and also just musically storytelling. Like it has a sound that you can just listen to, like even for people who don't really appreciate this genre of music, they can still listen to it and be like, okay, this sounds really good, you know. But I also want it to melt people's faces.
Yeah. But eventually, I learned it recently, was like, you know, it's not a bad thing to push past your boundaries. You're not gonna fucking lose like some magic brownie points because you secretly like a band within a genre that you actually wrote off. Because I wrote deathcore and metalcore off for like a while, you know. But like, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm drunk. I'm gonna make a post on in that group, and I'm gonna be like, I want to hear your Spotify links, and that's how it all started.
Wow.
And so
nice.
I found some great bands. I mean, fucking dig this shit right here, you know. So.
Look at all the positive effects of alcohol.
Alcoholism. Sponsored by DFW Metal Mayhem.
Please drink responsibly.
Shiner, please sponsor me. God, that'd be a dream come true.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit. I'll probably quit my band.
Nice.
Alright guys, we're done.
Great.
I got sponsored by Shiner.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, we understand.
No, they should, because they got me into drinking Shiner.
Oh, okay.
It is wholly my drummer's fault.
Dude, they'll support you then.
So, another thing I definitely want y'all to promote, like what your next upcoming shows are, where they're at, who you're playing with. Give me the 411 on all your shit.
Cool. Okay. Well, if you live in Oklahoma at all, this weekend or next weekend, 6 days from now, Friday night will be in Lawton at the Railhead Saloon. Yep. And I blew that. And then
Anyways.
Saturday night we'll be in Tulsa at this place called Bar or Badass Renee's, which is really a freaking cool name.
Yeah.
But as far as locally, we are actually headlining a show for the first time in forever. Rail Club, May 11th.
I thought it was a Curtain Club.
There's too many club names. Curtain Club off in Deep Ellum, May 11th. If you need tickets, hit us up.
Yeah.
And Everything else hasn't been announced yet. Although we are playing at JJ's basement in Denton, June 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a packed show. You don't want to miss that one.
Yeah.
Denton is a fucking party city.
Yeah.
Yep.
A bunch of yuppies, but still a party city. have to get past the earrings that are like that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple people.
Right.
Seven colors in the hair. if you're lucky and or unfortunate, maybe you'll sometimes see the people that have like colored armpit hair, which is a
I
thing.
have seen that, and then I won't.
Do what you want.
We want everybody to listen to our music and
Exactly.
be a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
It's
people with
interesting.
colored armpit hair.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's a direct quote from Tommy.
That is. Quote me on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I say that all the time. I lost count of how many times.
I'm
I've said
gonna put that as the caption of the episode.
Yes, please.
Not the top, but like the caption of what I posted is just that can be that quote.
Please.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
No, yeah, no, I honestly, I want to see that Squarcher shows too, please. I'll buy you a beer, but I'll drink it because alcoholism. But I went to Denham once. Went to Andy's bar, which
Cool, yeah.
which is still a place. It's like right. I forget what the fucking streets are called, but like in the middle is like a fucking thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like that big building. It's like a museum now or something.
Yeah, I think
like
it's-
Yeah, some
Yeah,
shit,
some
like
museum,
a
yeah.
statue or whatever, what the fuck ever in Denton. Some random, like, famous white guy in Denton all those years ago or some shit, I don't know. But it's that place, it's like at the corner of that place. And it was small as shit, but it's so cool. Like, those small bars are, like, really fun to play. They're fun to play, and they're fun to, like, they're great because they're super cheap on their alcohol, too. Like Reno's is probably like the cheapest place to grab any alcoholic beverage in DFW. And like no matter where no matter what show I go to, if it's in Dallas, especially if it's like Trees or Bomb Factory, I'll just go walk over to Reno's and grab a beer. I'm not gonna pay $9 for a fucking draft.
Right.
I'm gonna pay $3 for a draft.
Exactly.
Fuck
Yep.
it.
Yeah. Way
Save
better.
money, man.
But yeah, so they're playing May 11th at Current Club. So we have a lot going on May 11th and 12th. May 11th also will host the Suicide Awareness Show at Wits Inn, which is a 2-day event. Squatcher plays the first night. So definitely what you should do, you should see us. You should definitely see them too. if for some fucked up reason we're playing at the same time, then you're gonna be doing this. Just do that.
Just stand somewhere in between and just listen.
Yeah, and for like 5 minutes, just like lean on one side hard, then lean on the other side really hard.
Yeah.
No matter how many cars are honking at you, just don't move. Just
Yeah, exactly.
right in the middle and listen.
They'll get out and listen too.
Yeah, they will. And
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, cool.
and if for some reason they try to run you over, just jump on the car.
Yeah.
And then just jump back off, and you're in the same exact spot that you were before.
Start a mosh pit in the road.
Yeah, exactly. Crowd kill a fucking taxi.
Perfect crowd.
10 extra points if it's an Uber driver.
Yes. And we love
Yeah.
Uber. We want all Uber drivers to listen to our music and
Yes.
support.
We want them to promote it.
$12.50 if it's a Lyft driver. The extra $2.50. Because last night I used Lyft, that dude fucking went on the wrong direction like 6 times despite the fact that Google Maps was telling him to go the other way. And I'm like, dog, listen, I'm really drunk and I'm super funny when I'm drunk, but you missed your turn 6 times. I am really upset right now.
If it was Apple Maps, I would understand.
Yeah.
Google Maps usually is pretty accurate.
Exactly.
Apple man.
But I just want to thank you guys for coming on. I love supporting local talent no matter where it comes from. I definitely want to have more core bands, more core promoters, whatever on. If you're in a metalcore band or a hardcore band or a post-hardcore band or whatever the other fucking cores are, A core, B core, fucking
Folk core.
thrash core, black and death and thrash and folk core, like
That's heavy, man.
post hard, like I don't care. Like I want you on. Like, so I'll probably be hitting up the local support group because it seems like that's where a lot of you guys are. And I want to set appointments up with y'all. I want to have y'all out here. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what you rap. I don't care if you totally just bastardize the metal scene. I don't care. I want you on. I want you on. Let's talk. Let's promote your stuff. Let's get people out listening to you, your shows. You put in the work. You deserve to be heard in one way, shape, or form. And that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Next episode,
Thank you.
I said this last time when Empty Shell was on, but for real this time, the next episode is going to involve a certain group of people who wear this shirt, who run around in a circle and aggressively push each other. So, next episode, you should definitely tune in because I'm going to be talking to some of my familia, my brothers, my family, and the pit bulls, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with that. Tracy will be on, and he will be promoting the Suicide Awareness show since he's the one who booked it and booked all the bands. And just May 11th, come out, support us, support them. We're literally right down the road from each other. It's going to be a fucking blast.
Yeah.
This has been DFW Metal Mayhem, the most brutal podcast in the Metroplex.
Dude, thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Hell
seriously,
yeah, man.
so cool.